everything. I mean everything in bricks and mortar. I mean the combinations of cement, granite, gravels, sand, water, and all of that will never fail to be solid and the best investment of all time if bought right and smartly. And that I want you to know strongly. But what if the property hasn't been built yet? How about that? And that is even when you are in the best luck. It is called the off-plan investment. An off-plan investment simply refers to buying properties that are still under construction, or better still, not even a block has been laid in the project yet. And irrespective of all the ongoing plans by the developers, I can promise you that they present a very reliable and a very profitable investment assets. And in a whole lot of cases, they are actually better investments than completed projects or building. Welcome to the Bishop Realty from Queen's Impressions. Now I'm sure the question going through your mind right now is, why are off-plan investments better? Hold on. Before you start getting it all twisted, I will explain in details exactly what I mean by that in just a moment, especially for popular markets in areas like Lagos Island and a few ones in Abuja and in Port Harcourt. Firstly, off-plan properties offer lower purchase prices. Take it or leave it. The foremost reason for procuring an off-plan investment is how much, way less, you pay for them compared to the 100% market-ready apartment or homes. You will definitely save millions of naira or a few $1,000s just because off-plan properties are often being sold or offered at below the market values. I bet you 100% this is one of the best secrets to the investment strategies for rich men. But note again, the earlier you buy, the cheaper it will be. That is, as construction starts, progresses into phases, and the project starts to become a reality. I mean, evidently when it starts becoming more concrete and visible at the project site, that also makes the property or the project appreciate in value drastically, rapidly. Not only can you or can anyone, even new investors, have the opportunity to gain direct early bird access into these high demanding areas, it also allows them to jump right in before significant growth start to occur. And this is why fast movers, I mean smart investors, are absolutely rewarded handsomely in their investment yields, both in their asset worth or value and in cash flow, which is also then being retained for other fast investment opportunities that may arise at any time. It is that simple, I tell you. Now, for everyone or anyone who is a fast mover, your fund will go a long way further in locations like Lekki, Ajah, Shangutedo, Lakwe, Ibeju, Eleko, all the way down to Ekpe, with up to 15% projection yield growth annually. For smart movers with a lot of cash to throw around, you may even get some pretty serious big discounts for purchasing properties in bulks at once, especially if you do outright payments. Man, you are the boss. Well, all of this, of course, that I've been talking about raise a lot of eyebrows, just because most times everything entirely rests on the guarantee and the credibility of the developer, and all you have now is just faith in the promises of the developer. But the good news is a really very good and worthy developer, off-plan developer, will provide you with everything you need to know at the beginning of the project, even before the project starts. Even sometimes you may get an invite from an off-plan developer to attend their investors meeting, show you all that is needed for you to know so that you can jump on the train right on time, like videos or animated walkthrough experience, and as well answer every question till you are satisfied. And lastly, you could as well ask to see an apartment or a home they've already built on another site so that you can grade or rate their finished decor, utilities, and floor plan expertise. All these, you'll gather the right information to let you know what developers are up to, and that is even better. Okay, now for questions like what if I want to live there? Which amenities, fittings, and service features will be provided or included in the package? Or probably what is the rental price range in the area as for now and later in case I choose to make it a rental property? Is there a realistic growth forecast for a similar property in the area such as family apartments? And lastly, probably what is the time frame for completion? How do I get to choose which apartment is mine, on which floor, and especially when is the delivery date? Is the time frame realistic? All these questions are normal and essential questions an investor would want to know about or get the right answers to at the beginning or at the course of their investment processes so that they can make the right and the essential decisions towards their investments. Well, most developers would have an investor's brochure, either the hard copy or the e-copy, that answers all of these questions. Or probably the website would include the timescale, visualizations, and market valuations. And bit by bit, you will gather an impression of the information needed to make the right calls and decision for your project or for your investment. Also, like the rental price data and all, as well as how trustworthy these people, developers I mean, are. And secondly, bigger gains or profits upon selling. I mean, you get to be rewarded handsomely when it is time for you to sell. The evidence of bigger rewards starts right from the beginning of the project, especially right through the developmental phases to the completion of the project. The value of the entire project down to each unit increases drastically within just a very short period of time. Developers want to sell all their units quickly. That is very true, as soon as possible. And that is why the prices are really lowered at the first set of time for early birds to jump into. I mean, those that I call the fast movers, the early adopters. In short, by purchasing off-plan properties, investors stand a very big chance to net into their purses huge returns whenever they are ready to sell any of their properties later. Okay, for instance, let's say an off-plan project or property is due to be finished in late 2021. A very smart investor may secure some units down in around January 2020 or immediately the project gets announced, and then take the advantage of the rising house prices between January 2020 and the completion date, which would probably be in November 2021, when most people would love to buy new homes and spend their festive period. I mean the December. And while a lot of new investors and most potential buyers are still very skeptical and are taking no actions to get the facts about how to make the smartest and the fastest purchases, many of the best offers in the market have already been sold out within just a few weeks. Man, their choices. I remember in one of our recent off-plan projects, which started out with a 2-bedroom apartment at 18 million naira, which is about 32,000 US dollars in today's exchange rate. The 2-bedroom terrace at 27 million naira, which is about 54,000 US dollars, and the 3-bedroom terrace at about 32 million naira, which is also 64,000 US dollars. Today, the estate is completely sold out, with the 2-bedroom apartment sold out at a whopping sum of 40.5 million naira, which is about 81,000 US dollars, and that makes about 125% return on investment. The 2-bedroom terrace sold out at 57.3 million naira, approximately about 114,600 US dollars, and that makes about 112% return on investment. And finally, the 3-bedroom terrace sold out at about 59 million naira, which is about 118,000 US dollars, which also makes about 83% return on investment. All that in less than 2 years. Don't forget, the apartments or the properties are completely yours, which means you can as well sell at any time you want, at whatever price you want, for free. And so if you're enjoying this video already, this episode, kindly give it a like by hitting the thumbs up button right down below, as this helps me make more future videos. Thank you. And lastly, an off-plan investment gives you the ability to stage a down payment. For many investors, the largest setback is taking a deposit, which sometimes range from about 5 million naira, which is about $10,000, to about 20% of the property's price. Most of the off-plan developers gives you a very flexible payment plan to play around with. For instance, I have some very good developers with up to about 18-month payment plan, but reduces as time goes by into the project, which is another very good reason to start with them very early, right at the beginning or at the announcement of the commencement of the project. Now, I know you would want to know that this is not just a very perfect system or a very perfect investment, which also brings me down to the downsides of off-plan investment. Now, the downside or the risk involved in off-plan investment is mostly the uncertainty surrounding the construction process, such as the developer's reputation and most especially what the property would actually be or look like physically upon the completion of the project. Oh my God, some finished products can give you runny stomachs. But thankfully, developments in the market and the technological advancements allows potential investors or buyers to partially unveil this mystery. For instance, you can view through the virtual reality to experience an immersive, authentic feel of what the project will be like, or see the 3D images on brochure, or also watch the animated 3D video walkthrough so that you can see exactly what the finished product would be like upon completion. And that helps your confidence level. This tech solution has also proven so good for international investors or buyers who might not be typically available or able to visit in person to make a view or to see the walkthrough. Another very serious downside is if the developer is not backed up by some very serious financial forces and they go bankrupt for whatever reasons, maybe due to recession, before the project is completed or not. This poses a very serious issue on the investors or the buyers. And lastly, another very serious downside is if the finished products do not meet the buyer's expectation. I mean, the original expectation of the buyer, either because of some subjective reasons or because of some material defects. This may also pose some very serious issue on both the developer and as well as the investor or the buyer. So, what can I do to make sure or to ensure that my off-plan investment strategy is a secure one? Well, thankfully, in this modern age now, off-plan investments and development projects are a lot easier to judge now and are more visible than before, which should also give you some rest of mind. However, there are still some steps to be taken to ensure that you are getting the best value possible for your investment. Number one, always remember that in most cases, off-plan investments are preparations for the future of a particular place or area, and you would want to make sure that the investment is worth your while. Do some research into the prospective area that you are looking to make your investment. Number two, always look into the developer's track record, both to get an idea of the quality of their projects and also to know how long it took to complete their projects or to complete their previous projects. This will give you an inclination as to whether the project they offer or their offering is all what they hype it to be. And that wraps it up for now. I believe you've gotten some value for your time. Don't forget to check out our real estate listings on our social media handles as well as on our WhatsApp business catalog. Kindly check out and click on the link in the description below to view. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button down below if you are yet to. Enable notification by clicking on the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you'll be the first to know whenever I upload a new video. All the listed social media handles at The Bishop Realty. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.